I know you guys like that new intro. All Optimus Prime and shit. What's going on, guys? First of all, before we get into this video, I want to say thank you so much for your support, comments, and shares. I have recently hit the 5,000 subscriber mark, which has been a huge goal for me to achieve. So again, thank you for all the support you guys have given me over the past 10 months. Keep an eye out for the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. It'll be coming out soon. If you haven't checked out my Instagram or Twitter page yet, head over there now and give it a follow. I take submissions from anyone who wants to submit their awesome OSRS achievements, whether they're PKs, drops, levels, or awesome stakes. I'll take the best ones submitted each day and shout them out. Make sure you hashtag RS Slayer Squad. Also, feel free to come hang out in my clan chat, which is the official clan chat of the Slayer Squad. We've always got some people in there hanging out, maybe doing some raids or other bosses. Don't be shy, come in and hang out. In addition to thanking all you fine people for the 5,000 subscribers, I'd also like to thank you all for coming back to check out another video. For those of you that have been following my Easy OSRS boss series, not much of this information will be new to you, but for those of you that haven't, maybe you'll learn a thing or two from this video. Throughout the past 12 weeks, I picked 12 different OSRS bosses that I considered easy and that I think any player could do if they had the stats and gear setups I recommended. Some of these bosses might be a little more toward medium difficulty bosses, but all the same, I honestly think they are easily doable with little to no bossing experience. So, that being said, for this video, what I'm going to be doing is recapping the entire series, ranking these bosses on the profit per hour that I found from each of them. I'll also include how long it took me to kill the boss, as well as the total profit I managed to pull in. Keep in mind that profits will vary depending on combat level and your RNG, but the profit per hour for each boss listed here is pretty accurate and is most definitely close to what you can expect when taking on these bosses yourselves. So, without further delay, let's get into it.
Number 12. The ChaosFanatic.
Okay, so let me tell y'all what. This guy sucks for drops. His drop table is garbage, and using the fastest method of killing him, well, you might as well set your cash pile on fire. The best way to kill this guy is with the toxic blowpipe, and the upkeep is way too much to make this buff profitable. He is very easy to kill, as you only have to dodge a derpy special attack by just moving out of the way. I killed 100 Chaos Fanatics, which took me 2.5 hours to kill. My total profit was negative 200k. Yep, you heard me right, negative 200k, which lost me 80k per hour. Unless this dude is your Slayer task, just don't even bother coming here.
Number 11. The Crazy Archaeologist.
So the Crazy Archaeologist is almost in the same boat as the Chaos Fanatic. In terms of kill strategy, he is very simple to kill, pray range, and move out of the way of a special attack when he throws it. In order to kill him, you're going to want to use a Trident of the Seas or Swamp and some cheap mage boosting and prayer boosting gear. He is somewhat expensive to kill, but he will still turn a little bit of profit. I killed 100 Crazy Archaeologists, which took me 1.5 hours. My total profit was 320k, and my average profit per hour ended up being 210k. Same deal here though, I wouldn't bother with this guy unless he's your Slayer task, or unless you're an Iron Man trying to get your hands on some decent supplies.
Number 10. The Cowfight Queen.
The Cowfight Queen is one of RuneScape's oldest bosses. Way back in her heyday, she was constantly camped for the chance of getting a Dragon Chain Body, which at the time went for about 10 mil, and Lava Battle Staves, which usually went for around 1.2 mil each. Nowadays, with the great gear we have access to, it makes her very easy to solo, providing you have some decent combat stats. She does hit hard and pretty consistently, but it's not hard to out-tank her hits and take her down in just a couple of minutes per kill. I killed 100 Cowfight Queens over the course of 6.5 hours, ended up with 4.1 mil total loot, and an average profit per hour of 630k.
Number 9. Barrows.
So in my eyes, Barrows isn't really a boss, but according to Jagex, it is. The boss log does keep track of how many Barrows chests you've looted, so hey, I guess it's a boss. Barrows is incredibly easy to do, and provided you have the Mauritania Hard Diaries done, can secure you a ton of combat runes. With a drop rate of only 1 in 17 for a Barrows item, the odds are pretty good that you'll get several items in about 100 chests. But the items you get will depend on how lucky your RNG is. It took me 8 hours to do 100 Barrows chests. My total profit was 5.6 mil, which brings me to a profit per hour of 700k. Not too bad for some lower level money making.
Number 8. The King Black Dragon.
So the Cowfight Queen was old, but the King Black Dragon is the oldest boss available in RuneScape. This guy came out almost 15 years ago. Although he's went through some updates, he's still very easy to take down multiple times per trip. You can kill him with melee or range, solo or with a team, and still manage to rake in some decent loot. Along with the Silver Jewelry update, We also now have the Burning Amulet teleport, which teleports us just a few steps from his lair, making him very easily accessible to anyone in the game. I killed the KBD 100 times, ended up with 1.85 mil total profit, which made me 750k per hour over the course of 2.5 hours.
Number 7. The Cave Kraken.
In my own personal opinion, the Cave Kraken is absolutely the easiest boss in this game. You literally just stand in one spot, mage your balls off, and eat every once in a while. Grab your best mage weapon, your best magic defense gear, and go to town. I had a Kraken task of an even 200, which took me 2.5 hours to do, netting me 2.2 mil in total profit and 880k profit per hour. You'll need a Slayer level of 87 or higher to kill the Cave Kraken boss or the mini Krakens, as well as be on a Slayer task. Okay guys, so we've got the first half of the bosses out of the way, and some will make us decent money, some won't, and one in particular will lose you your bank if you stay there long enough. From here on out, we'll be getting into the heavy hitters that'll end up turning you a ton of profit in a short amount of time if done properly.
Number 6. The Dagonoth Kings.
Also another older boss of RuneScape, the Dagonoth Kings are still very popular. With 4 possible ring drops at a low drop rate of 1 in 128 or 1 in 32 if you combine the odds, it makes grabbing some cash money pretty easy, providing you're lucky enough to get a Zerker ring or an Archer's ring. And if you have the Fremennik Elite Diaries done, which I don't, you'll also be grabbing noted Dagonoth bones, which currently run for about 10k each. I killed 100 Dagonoth Kings over the course of 3 hours, managed to grab myself an Archer's ring, made 3.1 mil total profit in just about 1.05 mil per hour. I imagine you can add 3 to 400,000 per hour to this number if you do happen to have the Fremennik Elite Diaries done.
Number 5. Callisto.
Callisto is a pretty dangerous boss considering its location is deep in the wilderness and usually flooded with PKers. For this reason, I only did 50 Callisto kills, but I still think that's a decent sample size to achieve what I was looking for. Callisto has a very high defense level and can usually take 3 to 5 minutes per kill, depending on your combat level, but can be incredibly rewarding because of its wilderness boss status and drop table. You might even get lucky enough to grab a tyrannical ring or a dragon pickaxe, but don't get your hopes up, you'll probably get PK'd before you finish a kill. It took me 3 hours and 15 minutes to kill 50 Callistos, and I ended up grabbing 3.6 mil in total profit, giving me 1.1 mil per hour. Most definitely worth hanging out in deep wilderness getting PK'd every 5 minutes.
Number 4. Ananas.
Ananas is another boss that is located in the wilderness. Although not as deep as Callisto, PKers are still prevalent. This spider has an even higher defense level than Callisto and can really only be killed efficiently with the Varrock's armor set. Ananas is easy to kill, as you just stand in one spot and eat up when you need to. She does have a few special attacks that can stun you, drain your prayer, and one-tick you. But check out my guide and I'm sure you'll do just fine. It took me 2.5 hours to kill 50 Venonatuses. This made me 2.7 mil total profit and tying with Callisto 1.1 mil per hour.
Number 3. Scottyzou.
So Scottyzou is actually a demi-boss, but he can still be pretty powerful. In order to kill this guy, you'll need Dark Totems, which are obtained by killing NPCs in the Catacombs of Kourend. Now I have 2 factors on the GP per hour for this guy. Totems are pretty much free if you're doing Slayer tasks down in the Catacombs, but it can take a while to get them. I managed to save up 20 Dark Totems over the course of a couple months so I could put this video guide together. First, it only took me about an hour to kill 20 Scottyzous, which made me 3.6 mil in total profit, and if you can't math, that's also 3.6 mil per hour. Now Scottyzou also has a 100% chance to drop a hard clue scroll and a 1 in 5 chance of dropping an elite clue scroll. The clues are on different drop tables, so it is possible to get a hard and elite in the same drop. I ended up also doing all 20 hard clues as well as 4 additional elites. This bumped my profit to 7.5 mil and the total time to 5 hours, which netted me 1.5 mil per hour. I definitely suggest you do the clues. As you can see from my loot, it pretty much doubled my overall profit.
Number 2. The Thermonuclear Smoke Devil.
Here's another easy Slayer boss. Although the requirement is a bit steep, it can still be pretty profitable because of how easy it is to kill. You can kill this boss with either magic or melee, but the melee way is cheaper, or so I found. This guy attacks with a magical ranged attack, which is impossible to block with any protection prayers, so you want to be using your best magic defense gear here. I killed 100 thermonuclear smoke devils over the course of 2 hours, made 3.1 mil total profit, and averaged 1.55 mil per hour. You'll need a Slayer level of 93 or higher to kill this boss, as well as be on a Slayer task.
Number 1. Cerberus.
And last but not least, my number 1 easy boss to kill is Cerberus. Cerberus is a Hellhound boss located within her lair in the Taverley dungeon. Although she has a couple of special attacks, with a little bit of practice you'll be killing 8 or more of these per trip in no time. Cerberus is the boss that is responsible for dropping the Eternal, Pegasian, and Primordial crystals that are used to construct the 3 best in slot boots for their combat style. Cerberus also drops the Smoldering Stone, which isn't too useful, I guess it kind of is, but can still land you about 1 mil. Each of these stone drops is a 1 in 512 drop rate, but with all the drop rates combined, your odds of grabbing any one of the crystals or stones lowers to 1 in 128. I hope for your sake you don't get a Pegasian, because they aren't worth crap. So if you do a normal Hellhound task here, you're almost guaranteed at least 1 unique drop. I killed 100 Cerberuses over the course of 4 hours and managed to grab 11.2 mil in total profit. This averages me out to be about 2.8 million GP per hour. Bang out level 91 Slayer or higher and you'll be on your way to millions per hour, no problem. As a little bonus, I'll go ahead and mention the Giant Mole here. The Giant Mole is located beneath Falador and is very easy to kill. Literally just pray melee and wail on it. However, you're most likely going to want to have the Falador hard diaries done so it'll tell you where the mole disappears to when it burrows underground. I didn't do a video on the Giant Mole because honestly I hate killing it. It is incredibly tedious to chase it around the cavern with or without the hard diaries done, but if you need a guide to kill this guy, check out the description below for what I think is a great guide on killing the Giant Mole. So that's it guys, this is my list of 12 of the easiest bosses in old school RuneScape. I really believe that anyone can make a ton of cash camping any of these bosses. Well, almost any of them. We'll leave numbers 12 and 11 out of that statement, but numbers 10 through 1 I think are great money makers. As for the totals, I spent 43 hours killing each of these bosses for the specified times that it took me to either get 50 or 100 kills depending on the boss. Over those 43 hours, I made a total profit of about 45.1 mil, which ended up averaging out to be 1.05 mil per hour. There definitely are better bosses out there to make more money on, but if you just love bossing or you're chasing all those pets, all of these statistics are a pretty close representation of what you can expect from camping these particular bosses. So thank you guys for following this series. I had a ton of fun making it, and I will be coming back with another series as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to check out each guide I've done for each of these bosses, check out the description below. There is links to each of my in-depth guides. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure you tap that subscribe button for me. I've made it to 5,000 subs and my next goal is to make it to 10,000. All of your support and comments are always appreciated but never expected. Make sure to drop any questions or comments below and I will do the best I can to get to all of them. Don't forget to come say hey in the clan chat. I am trying to hang out in there as much as I possibly can. Until next time guys, take it easy.